In the middle of the sea, a ship uses a crane to pull up a 500-year-old Iron Maiden. Under the watch of Discord, her crew opens it and discovers Gwyn inside, alive and well after all these centuries, thanks to her immortality. Meanwhile, in Croatia, a team of immortal mercenaries prepares to raid an arms dealer's compound. Andy, who lost her immortality 6 months ago, still fights alongside her eternal comrades. As they stake out the dealer's home, a guard wanders into the trees to relieve himself. Andy and former CIA agent James ambush and knock him out. At the same time, Nikki and Joe sneak through the garden, confronting 2 more guards. In the struggle, Joe loses a thumb but stabs the attacker, and his thumb reattaches itself as the wound quickly heals. To create a diversion, Nikki and Joe fire into the air and hijack 2 vehicles, drawing the enemy's attention. Guards rush out in pursuit on motorbikes, leaving the house exposed. Andy and James seize the opportunity and move inside. As more guards appear and open fire, the duo takes cover. Andy grabs a sword from the wall and swiftly cuts through the attackers, then circles around to surprise and eliminate more from behind. On a nearby river, former Marine Nile arrives on a boat and opens fire at the back of the house. The boat crashes into the stairs, forcing her to continue on foot. She scales the wall to the balcony, taking bullets that heal instantly due to her immortality. Inside, Andy and James are locked in intense combat. Nile swings on a flagpole, crashes through a window, and joins the fight, helping finish off the remaining guards. Elsewhere, the chase continues on a mountain road. Nikki attempts to climb between 2 moving cars, but collision sends him flying. His leg breaks, but it heals quickly, and he kicks off incoming bikers to rejoin Joe. They continue their escape until another enemy vehicle appears. After a crash, both heroes tumble into the sea and swim to shore. Back at the house, Andy, Nile, and James go upstairs, clear the rooms, and confront the arms dealer. A few shots send him over the balcony to his death. Before leaving, Nile grabs a spear from his collection. Later that evening, James received a call from a CIA contact revealing that the man they killed wasn't the true leader. It was just a pawn. A security photo reveals the real mastermind, Discord. Nile recognizes her from recurring dreams, visions of Discord murdering someone in a library and stealing books. In Paris, Booker drowns his guilt in alcohol after Andy kicked him off the team for betraying them. When he returns to his apartment, he senses something off and readies his gun. Gwyn is waiting and captures him with her henchman. She brings him to a beach house and interrogates him about Andy. Booker insists he doesn't know where she is. Gwyn is furious, believing Andy abandoned her instead of searching for her. Meanwhile, the team takes time apart. In France, Joe tells Nikki he needs space. Nikki suspects he's lying and follows him with Nile. They discover that Joe has been secretly delivering groceries to Booker. Though angry about Booker's betrayal, their argument is cut short when Nile reports finding blood in Booker's ransacked apartment. In Korea, Andy and James visit Tua, an immortal who once declined to join their group. Andy suspects he's the man from Nile's dreams. Tua brings them to his secret underground library of immortal history, where they find several missing books. He confirms Discord stole them. Tua explains that he and Discord were once close. They watched as Andy and Gwyn were captured by religious zealots 500 years ago. Tua begged Discord to help, but she walked away. Tua managed to save Andy, but Gwyn had already been thrown into the ocean. Discord spent centuries gaining wealth and power to protect herself, explaining her current ties to arms deals. Andy reveals she lost her immortality and fears Discord knows. Back at their safe house, Tua meets the team. Booker calls Joe and Nikki, requesting a meeting. When they bring him back, tension runs high. Booker gives Andy a letter from Gwyn, inviting her to meet at a special place from their past. Andy rushes off, with Nile following to offer backup. On the drive, Andy recalls the day she lost Gwyn. A building was on fire, and she almost killed a man in blind rage. Only memories of Gwyn stopped her. At a gas station, Andy admits she fears Gwyn may not accept who she's become. Nile is unsettled. She's never seen Andy afraid. In Italy, Andy meets Gwyn while Nile watches from a distance. Andy apologizes, saying she did try to find her, but the ocean is vast. She invites Gwyn to rejoin the team, but Gwyn declines. She no longer wants to fight for humanity after what it did to her. Andy won't abandon her friends, so Gwyn walks away. As Nile watches, she spots Discord leaving a building. Andy chases after Gwyn, pleading not to fight, but Gwyn attacks. The two women clash in an alley, expertly using their surroundings. Nile interrupts to warn them that Discord is near. Discord simply smiles and leaves. Nile follows. Gwyn's mention of Nile's name reveals she was rescued by Discord. They're now allies. Gwyn steals Andy's necklace, a keepsake from their past, before fleeing into the crowd. Meanwhile, Nile finds Discord in a church. Discord claims she was present during Jesus' crucifixion and criticizes the team for defending humanity. She shows they have matching birthmarks, claiming that Nile will be the last immortal. Then she vanishes. Back at the safe house, the team is unsure how to proceed. Andy grieves over her necklace. Tua asks Booker if Nile ever wounded Andy. Booker confirms she stabbed Andy when they first met. Tua shares a legend. If an immortal is wounded by Nile, they can pass on their immortality. Nile may hold the key to making immortals mortal. Tua believes Discord wants to use her for that purpose. The next morning, Booker offers to leave, but Andy allows him to stay. He confesses he longs for mortality to give life meaning. Elsewhere, Discord manipulates Gwyn with promises of revenge. Soon after, a truck barrels into a nuclear facility in Indonesia. Guards open fire, but the driver, Gwyn, survives. She takes a hostage while Discord's men kill the rest. The team storms the building, planting more explosives. Chaos erupts. Back at the safe house, Booker spars with Nile. Tua joins in. All three display expert combat skills. Nile slices Booker's arm, and afterward, he reveals to Tua that the wound isn't healing, he's mortal. He asks Tua to keep the secret. James calls a meeting after receiving surveillance footage. Discord's team has planted a bomb in the facility's nuclear core. The team knows it's a trap but must act to prevent disaster. Joe confides in Nikki that he's afraid. They reaffirm their eternal love. The team rides to the plant on motorbikes. James stays outside to guide them via comms. Inside, they find explosives scattered throughout. Discord's henchmen ambush them, but with so many bombs nearby, they fight hand-to-hand using swords, knives, and martial arts. The team splits during the chaos. A blast injures Nikki, but he recovers fast. Tua, Joe, and Nikki reach the control room but are gassed with liquid nitrogen and frozen. Their bodies are removed in bags. Elsewhere, Andy is captured by two guards and tossed. Nile tries to reach her with a daring leap, but falls under debris. Andy breaks free and defeats her captors but can't find Nile. Outside, James is overwhelmed by enemies and caught. Andy is cornered again, but Booker appears and saves her. Another blast blocks their path, forcing them to take an alternate route. Andy realizes Discord controls the facility's doors. Booker reveals he gave her his immortality. As she gets wounded and heals, Andy finally believes him. More enemies appear. Booker locks Andy out and stays behind to hold him off. He fights bravely, but is killed after eliminating them all. Nile escapes the rubble and heads to the reactor, where she confronts Gwyn. She tries to reason with her, but Gwyn attacks. They fight until Nile fatally wounds Gwyn, stealing her immortality. Discord appears and stabs Nile. Her body is taken away. Andy eventually finds the reactor, where Gwyn waits with the bomb trigger. They talk about their shared ideals and how they've changed. Andy persuades Gwyn not to detonate the bomb. Realizing she's now mortal, Gwyn stays behind. Andy hears the helicopters and runs. Discord is escaping with the bodies in two choppers. Andy leaps, breaks through the window, and climbs aboard. In the fight, she's shot and falls back to the facility, allowing one helicopter to escape. The other circles back so Discord can offer Andy a place beside her. Andy leaps again, but instead of joining, she tackles Discord. They crash to the ground and engage in a brutal sword fight. Andy notices Discord's wounds aren't healing. She's lost her immortality too. Her plan was to use Nile to absorb the other's powers. Discord gains the upper hand and stabs Andy through the torso. She leaves in the helicopter, while Andy vows to save her team. Later, Andy scours Tua's library for answers but finds nothing. She nurses Gwyn back to health. The two reconcile, gear up, and prepare to take down Discord